All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. I get some writing in today. Hopefully get some chatting in today. I did not make a cup of coffee. What am I even thinking today? What am I doing today? It's not been a great day. I'm gonna be honest with you. Obviously. Or I would have made another cup of coffee. Ugh. It's dark. It's dark outside. Let there be light. It's like rainy, cloudy, 66 degrees out. It's going to be in like the 73, 74 range, supposedly. We'll see what happens. Probably at about the 5-minute mark here. I'm going to go make myself a cup of coffee. What? I typed ode and somehow it said word. No, owed a favor, not word of favor. I don't even know what that means. I don't even understand that. It makes no sense. I guess I'll drink the rest of this water. And then I'll get a fresh cold water as well. we got here? What do we got? Page 1, page 2, page 3, into page 4. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I will be right back. I'm going to make a cup of coffee. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. Back until the coffee is done. Look how fat I am. I'm fat like a fat person. Just gonna sit here and listen to good coffee getting done. I put up another video this morning. You can watch that afterwards as well. I would appreciate it. About how I juggle several projects. I think I crossed it off my list. I did not. So now it gets across. All right, I'm going to get my coffee. Walking slow because I don't want to spill it. Whew, that was close. That was crazy close. So close I almost tasted it. I don't know what that means. Well, somebody was here, and then they were like, nope. They were like, I don't think so. Oh, that guy? No. See if this works. I was getting so confused. So my wife uses a specific kind of thing for get her hair done. She went and got her hair done. But it pops up in my email, and I'm always like, "Oh, this is." Every time I almost hit like, "Oh, spam! Somebody's trying to steal my money." But no, nobody's trying to steal my money. Come on. Okay. I like review copies of books. I like when publishers like, "Hey, do you want this free book to do an unboxing and a review of?" Yes, yes, I do. Thank you. Yes, I do. Excuse me. Hello, you're live on YouTube Live.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm done at the hairdresser's.
Where are you going? A little something. I had some. I had the last of the roast beef, but it wasn't a lot. Sounds good. See you in a little bit. Bye. That was my wife. She got her hair done, which I already know because I saw the receipt. Even though I did have a roast beef sandwich, I'm like, you know what? I could eat some more. Hopefully, it'll be some good food. Let's look at the baseball rumors page real quick. Padres signed Miguel Andujar, and on my Southern Gothic noir thriller. See what happens. I'm also going to a live chat setting, which I forgot. Hopefully, people will dive in, talk. Getting some writing in. Also, if you have comments, questions, concerns, drop them in the chat because I would love to chat with you or anyone for that matter. It seems lighter out, but then when I turn my light off, then it just seems darker in here again. It's just insane. Okay. Let's stop there. Chad Lutsky in the house. Hello, hello. Happy hump day. Happy hump day to you as well, Chad. Pleasure seeing you here. A distinct pleasure. Right before I came on, I read John Bowden's latest comments and concerns from his Substack. I'm like, oh, I don't like John being negative about everything. I mean, he has every freaking right, but still it hurts. He told me about the post, but I didn't read it. I don't even really know what Substack is. Substack is just another place to go and post. It's kind of like Patreon. You can monetize it. Most people I read a bunch of them for just the free posts. I drop any of my videos I drop on there. I actually get pretty good comments and feedback from it, dropping my YouTube videos over there. But I guess the bottom line, as long as John's still writing, we're good. It's a point when he's like, yeah, I'm not writing anymore. That's not good. We already got you doing that garbage. I don't need both of yous. How do you usually format your books? I always just use MS Word, but I was thinking of going a different route. Not sure yet. Yeah, I just use Word. Tom, I think he might use like Atticus, Vellum. He uses one of those. He says it's very easy now that he understands how to do it. I don't want to learn. I don't want to have to do all that, you know? I just want to be able to write. What was something I wrote on this book? January 30th. Well, that's been a while. I'd like to use InDesign because I have it, but I don't want to deal with the learning curve. And I'm not sure how important it is to fancy up a grit lit novella. Uh, I mean, here's what I always. I never think that the fancy lettering or pictures or any of that stuff really does anything for the book other than gives Amazon an excuse to take some extra pennies out of your pocket, especially in an ebook. Nobody nobody cares about any of that stuff. Let's be honest. I don't ever pick up a book and go, "Wow, this is going to be a great book because they have special characters." Ooh, instead of page breaks, they have little bats. I never look at it like, "Oh, okay." And speaking of that, I'm on Google Docs, and I just got to think from use Gemini to spruce up your pages and blah blah blah. I just told Chad Lutsky I don't want to do that. Nobody seems to care. Poltergeist Press did the Russian and the hardcover of Foster Homes and Flies, and each chapter had more and more flies in the page as the book went on. I love that idea. Great idea, except it costs money to do that. If you don't mind, though, I mean, it is they are cool things. I've gotten several books. I know when I went to the NINC conference, a publisher, I forget who they were, was not a publisher, like somebody that does like the beveled edge books and the sprayed edge, well, all those fancy things. And they had a bunch of their books that they helped to put out. And those are pretty neat to look at, except the cost of them is ridiculous. Those are if you're doing like a short run and you want like something really, really cool looking. I'm guessing Poltergeist Press, she's no longer around. Like when I read, I'm like, oh, I got to finish this chapter. Let me just read real quick. Oh, the first line, there's a typo. No, I don't think so. Though I did talk to Matt recently. How is Matt doing? Next time we talk to him, tell him I said hello. Ooh, excuse me. He's in the studio again recording some music. He wanted to give me a call sometime soon. He said he just spent an hour on the phone with Bob Ford. Nice. So he's trying to slip back in, maybe. Man, I hope he's been doing some writing. I like Matt. He got a raw deal, man. Real, yeah. That whole thing was ridiculous, ridiculous and uncalled for. And in the long term, what did it really do for her? Nothing. And that's the problem. I don't even want to get into all the logistics of it here. It's funny. There's some uh, dude with his name in some band, and Nick Zinn was going to like he was going to go see the band. He's like, "Oh yeah, Matt's in this band." I'm like, "The writer? No." And he's like, "Yeah." And of course, because of course AI, when you look it up, mashes the musician and him, and since he's also a musician, as in he's in this band, that I'm like, yeah, that's not him. Looking at that picture, it's like some big dude. that's that's not him. And I think the guy in it was like from another country too, like also in the UK, but like not the same country. I don't know. It was just a like, and once again, AI screws it up. Nope. Okay. So the you said yesterday, Chad, that the children's books weren't selling all that well. Are you going to uh, keep doing it, or are you like at a point where you're like, if this next one doesn't sell, I'm out? Second question: do you think you'll ever go back to writing some fiction? I'm sure you still have ideas in your head, in that noggin. Yes, Chad says we have two done right now. The first two in a series. One of them comes out Friday. The other probably in March. So you're still excited about it, putting them out. Hopefully, you'll have a backlist of them, and at some point they will catch on and start selling like flapjacks. We'd like to continue, but if we put like four more books out and the needle doesn't move, then man, I don't know what to do. That's a lot of artwork for nothing. Yeah, I agree. It's the old what's my return on investment, you know? And then, to be honest, what then what else do you do? you know? As far as fiction, I do feel an itch to write, but it would probably be slice of life literary fiction, blue collar alcoholic struggles with home life, which I think I would love to read. There's Charlie Walls. How's it going, man? How is it going? I'll tell you what we have in this neighborhood. A lot of people with dogs. Like an inordinate amount of dogs. Like right now, there's two people on the other side of the road passing one another. The dogs do the butt sniff and then they keep going. At the same time, a guy on this side of the road. And it's a little, looks like a little chilly outside, I would imagine. And it's kind of drizzling. Chad says, other than that, I just don't want anything to do with the horror writing scene. It's filled with some of the worst people I've ever met who somehow call themselves empaths. I could not agree with you more, Chad. You know my feelings on it. But writing crime fiction is not nearly as many of those people. And most of those people are the good people are usually making money, which is nice. I see a lot of people that are kind of jerks, but I don't buy their books, and I don't see many people who are buying their books. So Keith says, "Ouch." It's true, Keith. The horror writing community is awful. You haven't been you haven't been around the whole time, or if you have, you've been very quiet because it's not like when you and I met and everybody was actually helping each other. Now you go to these conventions and everybody's a jerk to each other. That's why I stopped writing horror. It's one of the big reasons I stopped writing horror because of the idiots out there. Chad says if the scene was filled with Stephen Graham Jones and Armands and Bowdens and Fords, I wouldn't leave. Exactly. Sorry, you called me Armando. I appreciate that. he says, I've been quiet, honing my skills. Good. And you haven't been involved in all the drama. It's like every 10 days, there's some new guy who's, I don't know, sending nude pics to women or saying derogatory things about women or talking politics and pissing people off or just awful, awful people. Charlie says, geez, now I'm scared. Just keep your head down and write. Chad said, just keep your head down. See? That's how you do it. You realize in the horror community, you don't need to be friends with everybody. You need like your handful of people. And then every now and then one of those people ends up being a real jerk and then you drop them. And you don't make a big production out of it. You don't add to the noise. You just walk away. I've done that a lot now. I was doing a little bit of research, YouTube research today. I was like, I just need to. I'm at about 1,800 hours, so I still need 2,200 hours. I'm close to halfway there, but I'm only adding like 20 hours or so a day. Again, if everybody could watch several hours of my videos. I just put out a new video. I just put out another video. Don't watch it now. Watch it after this. And trying to figure out, legal ways to get more hours watched and blah, blah, blah. And, it's all common sense stuff. But I did not realize if you run advertising on anything, the subscribers count. So say I ran like $100 ad for 2 weeks on one of my videos. It would definitely help get more eyes on it because it's an ad and they're going to show that ad. But the problem is, say I add 100 subscribers and 20 hours of that video is watched ultimately. The hours don't count towards my hours. The only way it counts is if you put together on your thing, if you put together playlists, which I have. So I'm good there. So it will automatically, if they watch that video, it will automatically jump to the next video in the playlist. And then I need those people to watch that video and 1,000 other ones because those count for my hours. I did not know that because every now and then, once a month, I'll be like, I'm going to run $100 ad on one of these videos that are doing well. And I add a lot of people, they definitely help. I don't want to spend a ton of money, but I'm spending money here and there. And it's definitely been helping me to kind of the momentum of it. Keith says, I've been watching your videos on my lunch breaks here. Keith, I appreciate that. I really do. That is a huge help to me. You can watch each video 3 times, and they all count, but you can't watch them 3 times in a row. You have to watch a video, then watch something else, then watch it back if you want, mute it, whatever. It all works out. It all helps. Where'd the cat go? I hate rolling my chair back. Always worried that I'm going to run over one of the cats. So that's where we are now. Chet says, yeah, it's helped that you have a playlist of Twitch lives so they just run in the background. I'm on 40 something now. Appreciate that, Chad. I'm also doing longer. I'm going to try to do 1.5 to 2 hour ones. Because then, when people like you or Keith or me or my wife, whoever is running those, they can just put them on and just let them run for 2 hours. And then every single one of those minutes is towards my minutes, which is nice. I'm also thinking about Sunday because there's no more football, which just gave me kind of something to do. But I'm thinking, what if so on Sunday mornings, me and Peter Marsh, about 9 a.m., we write on StreamYard together, on his StreamYard, not mine. He's paying for it. I'm not paying for it. And so till about 11 o'clock or so. And I was like, you know what? Maybe Sunday. I don't have anything planned this Sunday. My wife will be at her mom's all day. I'll probably just jump on and I'll do some writing. And then I'm like, what if I did like I don't know if I could do it. What if I did like a really long day? What if I because I'm sitting here anyway, I'm sitting here doing nothing. What if I just sat here, played my video game, talked to people, do some reading? There's a lot of people now I'm seeing that are just sitting in a corner reading. And I'm like, that's okay. You know what? That's fine. So I'm thinking, what if I did like a 3, 4, 5, 6 hour? Because then all those would be great. Charlie says, do the hours count if you watch your own videos? Yes. So me being on right now, these minutes are counting. And then I can watch this video 2 more times. Again, you can't watch them in a row, but I can watch every single one of my videos 3 times, which I probably could have gotten all the hours I needed just doing it myself, except like a moron last year, I watched a lot of my videos. I had like 150 subscribers, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch I'm going to get all my hours in, and then I'll build up the subscribers. And so I started watching all of my own videos. And it was basically like last November, December, January. And then I realized too late, after 365 days, all those drop off. So all those didn't count, but now I can't watch those videos and it can't count towards now. So this really started November 9th is when I had 355 followers and I don't know, like 100 and something hours. So it's really jumped up. I lost a lot in December and halfway through January that dropped off from last year. So now it's basically anything that's watched. I lose like 3 hours, 2-3 hours a day from just people naturally watching them over the last year. If any of that makes sense, or if I just basically babbled, and I apologize if I did. Hopefully my wife will be home soon with some lunch. I did have a roast beef sandwich for lunch. It's pretty big, but so yeah, so that's the thing. So again, you guys just being on here really helps. Even if you're like, hey, I got to sign off, but don't sign off, just let it run. That always also helps. They're not the AI isn't smart enough now to go, hey, I don't see your eyes on this, so the minutes don't count. I was a little annoyed about when I found out today about the promotion. If I'm running a promotion, those hours don't count. But it gives me another subscriber, which counts, and it also um, leads hopefully some people to watch that video on a promotion and then watch if they watch one more video from me. You know what I'm saying? I also see a lot of people on here are like, you know what? All of a sudden I went from like 20, 25 hours a day, which is what I'm averaging now. Like one day I had like 400 hours. Something hit. Some one video, all of a sudden, people started watching for no apparent reason. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And I'm hoping you guys are also helping me. I appreciate all that. I really, really do. No. And none of the shorts really count for anything other than if I get a new subscriber to it. Because you have to have like something ridiculous. Let me look. So like the hours you have to have 400 or 4,000 hours over the last 365 days. Or if you have 10 million shorts watched in the last 90 days. That's a lot of shorts. That's 3 million a month. That's 300,000 a day. That's who I don't know anybody who's ever hit it because of their people are watching their shorts or washing them. Either way. So anyway, so I'm getting there. I probably will be there by this summer, I would imagine. And then to say, hey, I have over 6,000 subscribers now. At that point, I might have 10,000 subscribers. And that, so anyway, I overthink this way, way too much. Way too much. My wife is home. Dang.
Go. 10 nuggets from Wendy's.
Thank you, ma'am. 10 nuggets from Wendy's. She's in the bedroom, probably. 10 nuggets from Wendy's. And the appropriate honey barbecue sauce. Nuggets. Those are good. Chad says, I think if I log into my other YouTube account and watch your videos after I get through this playlist, that it'll count too. 100% it will. And I would appreciate that. Shelly Chadlutsky says hi. She says hi back. So for videos to count as far as you can put advertising on them, they have to be at least 8 minutes long. and ideally 10 to 20. So on my review ones, I've been trying to hit that spot so that more people watch them all the way through, and then I get that time as well. And I'm almost done writing this page. The best part is she got me 3 honey barbecue packets. I'm only going to use the one.
Technically, they gave us 4, 2 for you and 2 for me, but I only ate 1.
No, I'm only eating one, so we got 2 extra. Shelly. I think she went outside with the dog. Hmm. Good times, right? Good times. That's what Keith used to say all the time. I got that from Keith. I just realized. I still do that, Keith. 20 years later. I'm just sitting there and just go, good times, good times. In fact, my son does that as well. That's one of your random things you would say. Good time, yeah, good times. Too funny. I didn't even do that like on purpose. Like, oh, Keith's on. Let me say this. No. Ugh. Goodness. Goodness. I got about 6 more lines and I'll finish this chapter. Do you still say that, Keith? Do you drive Lisa nuts with it? Where's exploding? I know, right? He didn't come until like 20 after 1 yesterday. He's got to quit that job if they keep making him do work and stuff. That's ridiculous. Still say it doesn't drive Lisa crazy. Me and my son, when we're together, we will say it a lot for no reason. I did not take anything out for dinner.
That's fine.
Just so you know. Very nice. It looks very pretty.
Didn't even notice.
You walked by so fast. I was like, did she get her hair done? Done? I don't know. She went by so quickly. I didn't even see. It's very nice.
It's shorter.
It is shorter. Not crazy shorter like you're like.
Not like your hair.
No, not like my hair. Like not my, yeah.
All right, I got like 5 minutes, then I gotta leave to head to my appointment.
All right.
We'll hang out now for 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
Hey, Mary. Here's Mary.
Ugh. All right. Got to the next page on this story. I was kind of hoping Tom would write a chapter in our book together. I'd like to knock some of that off too. Chess says, I'm previewing the Kindle edition of Avonwood, and everything is off center, and the text on every page is blocked in gray. Is that new, or is there something wrong with my manuscript? I don't know. I'm noticing on the thing that I uploaded yesterday, even though the ebook, everything to the left, it's looked like everything is centered as I'm going through it. And I know I didn't do that. I guess Tom was listening because he literally just said, chapter done. Nice. Another question for Tom. Just okay, just noticed my whole document is light gray for some reason. Hey, I don't get it. There's Tom. Tom, I just sent you a text because something looks a little wonky. All right, that makes sense, Tom. I'm like, who the heck is that? Who's we got another problem? At one point, I guess one of the Google Docs, we didn't have the proper. It was like only share with the link, but I guess it wasn't whatever blocked. And all of a sudden, I'm like noticing there's people that keep jumping onto the document, and then I was like, oh, because we don't have the right thing set up, so anybody basically can just find this document. So we had to go in and change that real quick. All right, getting some words in. I'll have to read Tom's chapter later on. All right, have a good.
A little bit.
Yeah, have a good time.
Bye, baby. I'll be back.
So now my wife has not used her car in 2 days because it needs gas. And yesterday she was she goes to her mom's. And she was basically like, yeah, I don't want to stop on my way. I'm already a little late. I don't want to stop and get gas. I'm just going to take the truck. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. And then literally 10 minutes later, I get the notification from the library that the new Don Winslow book is in, which I really want to read. So I'm like, all right. but I was also finishing that Elise Meyer book. So I was like, well, I'll finish this book and then I'll go tomorrow. Then my wife this morning, she got like two doctor's appointments, and she's like, "Are you going anywhere?" I was like, "Well, I was going to go to the library." She's like, "All right, well, if you go to the library, get gas in the car." And then she took the truck. Then she's like, "If I have time between appointments, I'll take my car." But she did not take the car. Tomorrow I'm going to lunch at the Chinese buffet, and so I will more than likely um I'm definitely taking my truck though tomorrow. I'll be like, hey, listen, you got to go get gas tomorrow. Don't put that on me. And then maybe I'll go to the library tomorrow because I can't really read it anyway. I got a couple of other books that I have to read. Tom says, great book. We're thinking about going to the to see Crime 101 this weekend, perhaps. But the problem is it's got Halle Berry in it, and my wife hates her. I'm not a fan of hers either. So I don't know if we're actually gonna go. Plus it's Valentine's Day on Saturday, so we definitely don't leave the house for that. You gotta be crazy, or you're just dating somebody and you're trying very, very much to have the sex with them. That's the only way you go out on Valentine's Day. Otherwise, we're like, you know what? We're gonna make something. We always try to pick something different and cook. Like, let's make some pizzas. Let's make some ravioli. Let's cook something. So that's where we are. All right, chapter done. This is the sequel to the sequel of Dying Days. Hmm. What to work on? What to work on? I'll go over here. I don't want to use this stupid Gemini thing. Stop recommending that. God, that's annoying. You keep your AI hands off of me. Keep your hands off my power supply. Now I'm going to write on something else. It's one of those days where my wife is in and out. So like I'm like, at some point I got to take a nap. At some point I want to lay down and get some reading in, and then take a nap, and then wake up and get some reading, and then take another nap. I feel like she's not going to let me do that. Every now and then I'll be like, listen, I anxiety, depression, whatever you want to call it. I'm not doing any of this. I'm going to lay down and watch some Netflix for the day. So don't be mad when you come home if the dishes aren't done. Where are we? You're not a lady, you're a love bomb baby. Love bomb baby, fire away. That's just a great song. All 14 versions of it that they've recorded over the years. Coincidentally, my friend Frank Valenti, huge Tiger Tales fan, huge. I mean, he loved those guys. That is still a damn good song, though. I have that in my head now. I'm singing it right now. It's in my head right now. I bet you John Bowden is a fan. I bet you Chad Lutsky, not a fan. Chad says if it's something you and Bowden like, you're probably right. Exactly. Chad says not into wargasm like you and John and Shelley. That was great. For anybody who doesn't know that story, I'm going to tell it. Frank says Bowden can tell you the name of the guy who was the janitor at the recording studio when they cut the track. Very, very much so. I'd be like, John, Love Bomb Baby, there's like 7 versions of it. Tell me all about him. And he'd be like, okay, on version 1, Pepsi Tate was on that one, but he was not on the second one, but he was on the 4th one. The fact that I even know one of the guys' names is kind of crazy too. Chad says, there's exploding Edler. Frank says he won't even need to think about it for a second. Oh no, he's had this set up in his mind to fire away. Like in the song, Fire Away. So we were at Scares That Care one year. And John Bowden is walking around with Wargasm. It's a band, for those who don't know. T-shirt on. And he was talking to whoever was sitting next to us. I don't know if it was Ron Malfi. I don't know who it was. Anyway, he's standing there at our table. And I leaned over to Shelley and I said, when John Bowden walks up, tell him what a huge Wargasm fan you are. And she said, who the heck is that? She's like, that's an awful name. I said, doesn't matter. He's wearing a Wargasm shirt. Tell him you're a huge fan. So she's like, okay. So John walks up. He's like, hey, what's going on, McKay? And Shelley goes, oh my God, I am such a huge Wargasm fan. I've never seen anybody else wearing a Wargasm shirt. I would have worn my Wargasm. Like she would just went on and on about how great they were. And he bought it. I mean, he was like, seriously? Oh my God. And he's like, then he starts naming like albums and stuff. And then you could just see like he lost her. And then all of a sudden he looks at me, he goes, you're messing with me. And we laughed. Oh, that was funny. He was so excited though. He was like, I met another Wargasm fan. It's like how Chad must feel like when somebody says they like The Accused. Or Frank, when somebody says they liked Tiger Tails. Frank says, who? Well, they got you working today, Frank? That's a little ridiculous. Let me look at my official top fans list. There's Frank, number 5. Tiger Tails, is that really a band or a kid's cartoon? Frank says, yes. So, yeah, but it's like, I forget how they say TYGERTAILZ, something like that. Yeah, they are a very, they remind me of Pretty Boy Floyd with the giant hair and the makeup. And they are very UK glam. Tigers of Penzance. I don't know. Let me look up and see how you spell it now. No, so it's actually regular Tiger Tails, well, all one word with a Z at the end. Their big song is "Love Bomb Baby." Although, to be honest with you, they have a lot of songs. No, Frank, that's not the name of them. They are a Welsh glam metal band from Cardiff. Their 1990 album Berserk, not Berserk, made the top 40 on the UK albums chart and contained the hit singles Love Bomb Baby and Heaven. The band reformed in 2005. Tiger Tails, all one word, originally Stage Fright. They performed in 84. When guitarist Jay Pepper joined bassist Pepsi Tate. I knew there was a guy in that band named Pepsi Tate. And drummer Ian Welch, responding to their advert in Cardiff record store Spiller Records. Jim Dovey was the singer. And then Stevie James, Stevie, Steevi, James, Jaimz, because back then everything, there was no S's, you had to use the Z's in everything. Real name Steve Denham, 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 replaced Dovey, and drummer Ace Fincham, which is Stephen Wayne Fincham, replaced Welsh. Their debut album was Young and Crazy in 87. There was conflict among band members as Tiger Tails toured, so the band recruited Kim Hooker to replace James for follow-up album Berserk. Prior to the release of Berserk, the band re-recorded Living Without You, also a great song. Chet says, Pepsi Tate sounds like something they made up using American celebrities and culture in the 80s. It's kind of like, oh, Marilyn Manson is doing it, you know? So let's us do it. The funny part, it doesn't say what Pepsi Tate's real name is. Oh, wait, no, it does. Hugh, H-U-W, Justin Smith. So not Pepsi Tate. Also, Glenn Nails, what is he? Quinn was also in the band at one point. Yeah, Living Without You, also a great song. 3 singles from the second album, Love Bomb Baby, again. Noise Level Critical and Heaven. They released Bonsai, a collection of B-sides and re-recorded tracks in 91 in Japan. They also issued Waz Bones in 95, to which time the lineup had fragmented. Okay, Scruple's question. The aliens have landed at your doorstep. They knock politely so you answer the door. They say, "Greetings, Earthling. Play me the single best song that exemplifies 80s hard rock." I have an answer. Think about it. Turn Up the Radio by Autograph. Turn Up the Radio by Autograph. And every time my wife and I are in the car and it comes on, and then at that point in the beginning, after they go ding, 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 and then he says, "Turn it up," she always turns it up. That's the song I would give the aliens. And the aliens would be like, "Didn't this singer do like TV shows, soundtrack themes after that?" I'm like, "Yes. Yes, the something heaven one he did." Frank says, "Not bad, not bad. Do you have one?" Obviously, we all know stripper ones, Cherry Pie Girls, Girls, Girls. We know those. I'm still doing Tiger Tales. 2005, they reformed with their classic lineup, except for they used former City Kids, but Kids is Kidds. Drummer Matt Blackout. I'm sure that's his real name. Mr. and Mrs. Blackout, you have a baby boy. Let's name him Matt. The band won a court order for ownership of the Tiger Tales name, reclaiming it from a spin-off band fronted by Stevie James. On 18th of September 2007, aged 42, Pepsi Tate died after suffering with pancreatic cancer. Wow. I asked because I was listening to Love Bomb, and I think I might be a contender for my answer to that question, which has been Crazy Night by Loudest. Also a good one. The problem with Tiger Tales is not everybody knows that. It's got to be a song that a lot of people back in the day knew. And I don't think a lot of people knew Tiger Tales. In August 2007, they released Thrill Pistol, a double album packaged with the previous unreleased original version of 92's Wazbones album. Yeah, they went through a ton of lineup changes. A ton of lineup changes, and then they just kept re-recording songs with whoever the new singer of the day was. And the former drummer Ace Fincham, he died in 2025, October 25, at the age of 62. I don't remember that ever coming up. Chess, I saw Loudness in concert. Don't remember a thing about it. I saw Loudness opening for, I want to say, I don't know if it was Whitesnake. It was somebody like that. I liked them. I was a fan at the time. Frank says, I don't think it has to be a song everyone knows because I'm asking for the best that exemplifies, not most popular. I feel me. I feel you. If you're going to do it that way, yeah, that Love Bomb Baby has definitely got to be up there. I agree. I'm going to still go with Turn Up the Radio, though. And then they turned into the part of vocalist Kim Hooker, Bare Knuckle Messiahs in 2019. And of course, he re-recorded a bunch of Tiger Tail songs. Ugh. It reminds me of what's his name? What the hell's the guy's name that wrote the song "Since You've Been Gone"? Why can't I think of his name? Actually, he didn't write it. Russ Ballard wrote it. Graham Bonnet. Thank you. Frank says, "Wish I saw them but didn't." Chad says, "I feel like it was the '87 Whitesnake Anthrax tour." Chad says, "Richie Blackmore, Ron Keel, Loverboy." So "Since You've Been Gone" was written by Russ Ballard, who wrote a bunch of big songs over the years. He even recorded it himself in 1976. It was covered by Rainbow in '79 and released as a single from their album Down to Earth, Graham Bonnet. And then Graham Bonnet took that song. It was like, I am going to re record this song in every band I am ever in. Alcatraz, when Graham Bonnet was in Alcatraz, they covered the song live with Ingve on guitar and yet another Bonnet fronted outfit, Impellitteri. Remember Chris Impellitteri? Recorded it for their '88 debut album, Stand in Line, which I thought was a really good album. Brian May of Queen performed the song live on the Back to the Light tour in '93. Other cover versions include those by South African all-female band Clout on their '78 album, former Runaways vocalist Sherry Curry as a debut with her sister Mary on their '80 album. So yeah, it's been recorded a lot. That's a good song too. I like that song. Probably the Impellitteri one is my favorite, where Chris Impellitteri really ramps up the solo that Richie Blackmore did. Whitesnake Anthrax Loudness is an odd bill. No, that is kind of odd. I don't remember. I'm thinking it was White. I'm thinking I saw Whitesnake with Loudness, but I don't remember Anthrax being. I think I would remember Anthrax on that bill. So maybe it was a part of the tour that that Anthrax was not on. Maybe it was like a leg of the tour that there was no Anthrax on it. Like who would go? I could see Whitesnake and Loudness, but who would go and see if you're an Anthrax fan? Why would you be like, I want to go see Whitesnake and Loudness, or vice versa, or verse versa? I never got to see Autograph in concert. I would have loved to have seen Autograph in concert. It was Whitesnake's self-titled and Anthrax Among the Living best albums from both bands. I agree, but I don't think they should still have been on the same bill. It just seems like an odd. I definitely saw Whitesnake on that tour though, in '87 into '88. I definitely saw Whitesnake in '88 because that was the year I graduated. I remember like 2 weeks after I graduated that summer, I saw Whitesnake, and that's when I think it was with Loudness, or maybe Faster Pussycat. I don't know. I'm going to the bathroom. The '80s, they always had odd bills. Yeah, but that seems like, I don't know. Be right back. I'm back. What's up, Mayor? What's up, amazing? Ooh. Hoo-ah. Hoo-ah. Chad says, I still have my ticket. I'm telling you, it was Whitesnake and Anthrax. Wish I'd seen Anthrax Public Enemy. I did see them at Madison Square Garden. But I did see Aerosmith, Run DMC, Kid Rock. I did not see that. Frank thinks it was Kids Rocks. Chad says that makes a little more sense than what? Than Anthrax and Whitesnake. I saw Dia with Loverboy and BTO. Frank says, I'm buying him a wireless leveler mic for his birthday. Please don't. We don't need to hear the mushroom splash. Well, that's a pretty odd one, too. They don't call it. Come on, guys. Yeah, the Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that's probably Whitesnake. Let's see. No, that's coming. I was like, what? Oh, that's I don't know what that is. That doesn't help me either. Why isn't there just a 1987, Whitesnake played with Great White, opened. They opened from Motley Crue. Still looking. This is what you get for leaving us unattended. Exactly. I couldn't help it. So in July of 1987, Whitesnake, Anthrax, Autograph, 2 dates. Then Motley Crue, Whitesnake, Anthrax. Then Motley Crue with Whitesnake opening for a couple of dates. Motley Crue, Whitesnake. Chess says, yes, it was Autograph. I always get Loudness in them confused. One's from Japan. The other one is from California. There was only 2 dates that Autograph was on that. Then it was one day, June 20th, 87, was Boston, Aerosmith, Whitesnake, Poison, Tesla, and Fahrenheit. I don't know who Fahrenheit is. And then they played Whitesnake and Great White again. It was a band that played Turn Up the Radio, which is what I said is greatest 80s song ever. So there you go. So you did not see Loudness in concert. That sounds like a radio say, yeah, it was some festival in the middle of nowhere thing. The 2 tours collided for Rat Fest. Looks like Battle Creek got the best bill on that Whitesnake tour. Yeah, there was only 2 shows where where those bands played. And again, Loudness and Autograph are musically the same band. And there were some great shows back in the day though. That one of those tours had Tiger Tails. I know. I mean, I didn't say they were the perfect tour. Ooh. Come on, open. That doesn't help. Tiger Tails is they were playing in 2024. In 87, Tiger Tails played with Wolfsbane in the UK. Those played the mid Mildenham Rock Festival 89 in 89. Uriah Heep, Rory Gallagher, Engine, the Hamsters, Tiger Tails, and there's that Fahrenheit band again. And then they toured with Blue Blood, BLUD. And Mama's Boys. You remember Mama's Boys? They did a Mama We're All Crazy Now cover before Quiet Riot did. In 95, they played with Taiketo. Yeah, oh, Mama's Boys, exactly. They played several days with Taiketo. And they also played one show with Rattlesnake Kiss in 91. Taiketo is low rent loudness. I like those guys. I saw them at Club Benet a couple times, hanging backstage with their buddies from Trickster. In 2006, they played the Sweden Rock Festival. With Def Leppard, Queensryche, Cactus featuring Carmine Appice and Jim McCarty, Gamma Ray. Yeah, Sweden Rock Festival. Deep Purple, Nevermore, Def Leppard, Wasp, Whitesnake, Alice Cooper, Entombed, Cathedral, Doro, Crocus, Bonfire, Jeff Healey Band, Journey. Okay. This is a show I would want to see, Frank. You ready? Tiger Tails, and opening for them, Zodiac Mind Warp and the Love Reaction. Remember those guys? Remember that one song? Classic. In 2009, they played Hard Rock Hell 3, The Vikings Ball. With GMT, Beholder, Tribal Law, Sonata Arctica, Winterborn Rat, Hysterica, Waylander, Skeleton Witch, Goat Whore, Onslaught, Wasp. They put a lot of shows with bands I've never heard of, too. In 2008, Whitesnake, Europe, and Tiger Tails in Italy. They also opened for, in the UK, Ace Frehley. And they opened for Y&T that same year. Nick says, speaking of the Jeff Healey Band, there's Nick. Frank says, love go to such a great band, right? In 2012, they played the Shouted Out Loud Festival with Stephen Pearcy, Crash Diet, Fate, Bang Tango, Mike Tramp, Crazy Licks, and Fatal Smile. They were also on the Kiss Cruise in 2014. Like location, ocean. Yeah, they literally just stayed in the UK. Frank says, love Nick's in, one of the greatest bands ever. Slaughter, Adam Ant, Sugar Hill Gang. That would be a show. He needs to come back from the dead and cover some Wargasm songs. Yeah. In 2018, Tiger Tails played the HR8 Sleaze 2. Hard Rock Hell is what it's. Tiger Tails, Midnight City, Shiraz Lane, LA Guns, Jet Boy, Wild Heart, Coyote Mad Seeds, Speed Stroke, The Idle Dead, Backyard Babies. They also played that Hard Rock Hell Sleaze 2017 with Faster Pussycat, Love Hate, Crazy Licks, Vain. They were awful. Tiger Tails, The Crew Intentions, Spread Eagle, Tyla's Dogs D'Amour, in 2016, they played Rock and Skull with Striper, Stephen Pearcy, Junkyard, Tiger Tails, and Tango Down. Last show they have is December 21st, 2024. Of course, they played in the UK. Let me see what the set list is from Cardiff, Wales. They played 23 songs in that show, Frank. 23. Their encore, Love Bomb Baby. They played Living Without You 7th in that set. Crazy. There you go. Tiger Tails. One of the greatest bands ever. according to John Bowden and everybody but Chad Lutsky. Love Dogs D'Amour. I don't remember any of their songs, but I remember having the cassette. What was that other band I got around the same time? Degeneration, was that the band? I think they were from New York. They had a couple of catchy tunes as well. There are a bunch of those types of bands all out, all dressing like gypsies, stealing riffs from the blues. Singer who wasn't all that great for some reason, he could hit those notes. Chess says, "Man, you guys listen to all the butt rock." Yeah, because you know why, Chad? Because there were women at those concerts, and they would let you have sex with them because they were excited. Because I mean, they probably had sex with some of the guys in the band. You just didn't kiss those girls, but otherwise, it's a pretty good time. Frank says, "Mucky Pup and Dogs D'Amour I bought the same day." Mucky Pup, Chris, and all that. I knew all those guys. They used to play with Ripping Corpse a lot. Remember the first time they played Murphy's Law Club? They play their set and then they walk off, and then everybody starts leaving, and then John Milne comes running in. He's like, "Well, where's everybody going? You never heard of an encore? You're supposed to be cheering for. You're supposed to be stamping your feet, clapping your hands, and chanting Mucky Pup, Mucky Pup." And then we come out and we play 3-4 more songs, you morons. Chad says, "I had zero problems in the 80s with the ladies and did it all without Tiger Tails." You know how much more you could have gotten if you had slept with the guys in Tiger Tails? A lot better. My favorite bands back in the day to go and see were Dirty Looks. Loved them. Saw them a couple of dozen times. And Law and Order. Frank, you remember Law and Order? What about Thor? You guys listen to Thor's Thunder on the Tundra. I love me Thor. I had the record store in Hazlitt buy me the singles. I think there was like 7 or 8 singles, and he had a special order of them, and they came with Thor patches, like 3 Thor patches in different colors. And I remember I put all 3 on the back of my battle jacket. There was a blue, they were black, but it was a red, a blue, and a green, I think, or a white or something. I put all 3 all 3 across the back. Poison Arrow. I don't know what Poison Arrow is. What's the reference there? Is that a band? Is that a song? Shoot that poison arrow through my heart. That song? Oh, here's the mailman. Oh, put a bunch of junk in my mailbox. I hate when he does it. So he stops. Like he opens my mailbox, he puts the mail in, and then he reaches for a package and stuff. And I think, oh, good, I got a package. And then he turns and closes the mailbox, and then he drives away. They should have had a Thor and Manowar tour and called it Sausage Fest. I would have went to that. I did see Manowar live a couple, 3 times. Poison Arrow. See who these jokers are. Of course, it comes up with ABC, Poison Arrow song. So it says the Poison Arrows are a Chicago-based indie noise rock band formed in 2006. That can't be right. Got to be another one, right? They did that one song Pantera covered, The Badge. Are you referring to Poison Idea? Well, that's very different from. Yeah, I know Poison Idea. Poison Idea is getting more into my territory. Yeah. Classic. All right, I'm wrapping this up in like 2 minutes. People watching this after, or the people that are probably in and like, what are they even talking about and out? They have no idea. One of these days, I'm going to be like, you know what? No writing today. Literally, we're going to talk about random 80s music. So bring your best, bring your ideas, kind of thing. They will do that next week one day. Maybe on a Tuesday. Maybe on a Tuesday that'll work. Yeah, pantsuits. Yeah, you better bring your best thoughts on the new Vinnie Vincent, or I don't even want you in the feed. I will ban you from the live chat. Ugh. Ugh, I just burped up some Wendy's chicken nuggets. Frank says, I mean, we basically did that today. Yeah, but I also wrote. Next week, I'm going to be like, I'm not even writing. I'm not even going to fake it. Literally, the title of this will be is talking about great 80s bands or something like that. Maybe not the great ones. You know what I'm saying. We do that every day I'm on. Tomorrow I will not be on Thursday. There will not be a bonus Thursday because I have lunch with the various mics. Chinese buffet. I'm more interested in the Chinese buffet than hanging out with them. And then Friday I will be back. Positive Friday. We'll positively talk about Thor and Poison Idea and Wargasm stuff. Until then, everybody, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button. Please watch, 10 hours of my videos on mute in the background today. I would appreciate that as well. Or watch them. I got a new one that just came out today, this morning. It's like a 15-minute one or so. You can go watch that in full 3 times, but not in a row. And that'll be it. All right. I will talk to everyone later. If I don't see you, have a great holiday.